Hello YouTube. Today I am going to show you guys basically what gear I've selected for basically a 2-day ascent of Mty.Baker in the North Cascades, northern Washington. We live close by in Vancouver, so we don't have a long travel time to get there, and so we'll be heading there tonight, and me and one other friend. So, I've set up basically gear for two. Anyways, I'm gonna dive right into it. I'll start with my pack. Recently picked up this new pack. It's a Black Diamond Speed 45. I rigged a little water bottle holder onto the side of it for an Nalgene. This small pocket here is for sunscreen and lip chap. I just rigged that onto the side so it's easy to get. Got my crampon strap put on, and overall the pack's really well designed. You guys can, if you want to learn more about the pack, just check out gear reviews on the pack. So I'm not going to go over it too much. It's 45 liters I selected. It's basically a weekend trip. I'll just quickly show you, we got a pot set here. This is a GSI Duelist, and there's a GSI toaster in there. I also slipped in a windscreen and 2 sporks. Our bowls are in there. Our Gigapower mini stove is in there with a canister, a little scrub pad, soap, a stand for the pot, or for the fuel canister so it doesn't tip the stove, and a lighter. So all that stuff's inside there, ready to go. The good thing about this is it also has a built-in lid strainer. So that's a perk as well for pasta. We got a dinner for 2, a breakfast for 2, scrambled eggs, just a single, pasta. I might switch that out for something lighter, or pour the pasta into a plastic bag. This is all our tea, coffee, peanut butter, stuff like that. We're gonna bring some bagels, oatmeal, lots of 4 bars, 2 oranges, some oysters or clams for the top. Go with some crackers. Anyways, here we'll get into the technical gear now. We're not doing any climbing, just glacier travel. So on a pretty well-defined trail. We're not too worried about it, but it is glacial country. So gaiters, mountain boots, I believe they are La Sportiva Glacier model. And let's see here, we got personal pressix pre-rigged, Black Diamond Alpine harness. I got my ice screw, which I accidentally bought a stubby, should have bought a longer one. So I'll eventually get another one. Long webbing, sewn long sling. I use, for my 3-to-1 system, I use revolvers, DMM revolvers. So I have 2 of those, and an auto block that goes with it. This is the prusik for the ratchet. I got the tib lock here in case I need to do like a 6-to-1, or I can also use it for ascension. It's totally multi-purpose. A small lightweight Mammut ATC, small Petzl pulley wheel, once again to add more pulley sections. And this is my my radium release hitch, lower release hitch, whatever you want to call it. And it's pre-rigged and set up to be put into the system when you initially load your primary anchor. As for rope, we don't have the greatest rope. We ended up going with an old beat up 10 mil that kind of has lost its dry treating. I cut it down to a 40 meter. Because there's only 2 of us, I wanted to have lots of rope. We didn't want to go with like a 30 meter 8 mil. So, we need lots of rope to work with to rig a rescue for when it's just you all on your own. So yeah, this stuff over here is kind of like
toiletries, I got this bug spray, toothpaste, my toothbrush. It's a little folding toothbrush. It's kind of nice. Bit of a gimmick, but it seems to work well. Hand sanitizer, disposable contacts, my contact case, contact solution, a little bit of sunscreen, spare batteries, BD lightweight headlamp, passport because we're going over the border, toilet paper and hand wipes, a very small mini Gerber Leatherman, mostly just for the pliers, for repairing things. I also carry just my regular pocket knife. Yeah, I got my coffee mug here, Nalgene that slips into the side of the pack. This pretty rugged Camelback water carrying bag. I don't have it rigged with a bladder, but I just essentially throw it in the pack to carry extra water to transfer to the bottle if we don't happen to get to a stream to refill the bottle. And then I just use purification tablets. Medical kit, went over that. I basically use the same medical kit for day trips and 7-day trips. It's got everything I could need for any eventuality. So I work as a paramedic, so I very carefully selected gear in that kit for most eventualities in the mountains. Here is I picked these up recently, just some cheap glacier specific sunglasses from MEC, so they're UVA UVB protectant. They got some little side shields. They're not the most comfortable, but they're $60, so I didn't have a lot to spend at the time on glasses. This is my helmet, my climbing helmet that I rigged basically a neck drape for it for glacier travel. Yeah, I used Velcro to hold that on. Alright, so we'll just quickly go over clothes. Arc'teryx soft shell vest, soft shell jacket, little toque, or beanie I should say. This is my sun hat, my glacier sun hat, lightweight, quick dry. There's some leather gloves here for the ice axe. They're just thin, I'm not worried about damaging them, kind of a thing. Arc'teryx soft shell pants, my Icebreaker's thin, lightweight top, so that's wool, and some Polypro underwear there. This orange ore bag here, roll top bag, is what I carry all the clothes in. Keeps them dry, even if the pack gets soaked. My shell, Gore-Tex shell, that I'd like to replace with like a pullover Gore-Tex shell, something lightweight, save some ounces there. Thin, lightweight Mountain Hardwear puffy, just a micro puffy, and a t-shirt, and a nighttime shirt, a nighttime long underwear, kind of heavier long underwear pants, lighter long underwear pants to go over the shell, or the soft shell pants if it gets really cold. I got my outer shell pants for wet weather, spare socks, liner and outer, gloves, fleece gloves with a, where are they? With a Gore-Tex outer mitt for storms, survival type situation. Got a thin balaclava and a Gore-Tex socks in case the feet get wet. Once again for like a bivouac type situation. This here is a silk liner for my bag. Speaking of my sleep stuff, I got my Z-Rest. I usually put my Pro-Lite Thermarest on top of it. This kind of protects the Thermarest from punctures. I think in this case, to save weight, I'm only going to bring one or the other. Even though they recommend to have two when you're sleeping on snow. Just better insulation, but I don't think it's, we're also sleeping on this, putting the tent on this reflective blanket as a ground sheet.
and that usually reflects quite a bit of heat as well. Here's our tent, fly, and the tent piece itself. This is a Kelty ledge tent. It's up to 4 pounds total, and it is considered a 4-season tent. And there's the poles to go with it. I picked up some really good glacier snow type tent pegs for it, and I haven't tried them yet, so we'll find out how well they work out. Lots of polycord for pegging out the tent. Here's my new sleeping bag I just picked up. It's a Western Mountaineering Versalite. So I'm not gonna pull it all the way out of the bag, but because as soon as I'm done this video, I'm gonna put it back in. It's a very nice sleeping bag, rated to -12. It weighs under a pound, and it's $500, so it hurt a bit, but it will, it'll be worth it. So a few other things here I missed earlier. I got my snow piquette, it's my anchor, my ice axe, which I use as my second piece of my anchor, with just basically with a plunge or a dead man, and avalanche probe and wands. We might not use them on this trip as it's late in the season and most of the crevasses are open and visible. Had it been earlier in the season, we would use them, probe out our campsite and wand off our campsite, kind of a thing. And wands you can essentially build on your own. You just pick up the stuff at Home Depot and build your own little flagging at the top. Crampons, forgot my crampons. Alpine lightweight crampons. Even though they're aluminum, I've always found them to be very durable. Yeah, food, gear,